Hey, what's up, Skullball Career with Imagination Creation Films, and today we're talking about this, the Tilta Nucleus Nano 2 with control handle kit. Can you handle it? Maybe they can. So before we get started, a little housekeeping. Tilta did send this over to me for review, but no money has changed hand, and Tilta has no say whatsoever in the review. So you can rest assured that you'll get the same old lovable, fair, honest review as always. So, I don't know. Subscribe. So this is the Tilta Nucleus Nano 2 wireless lens control system, and it's available with just the main Nano 2 knob and one motor, up to the Nano 2 knob and control handle, and up to 4 motors. Now, the kit I'm testing has the Nano 2 knob, the control handle, and 3 of their new motors. So I can control focus, iris, zoom, or focus, iris, and polarizer, or variable ND, or, well, anything that has 0.8 pitch gears on it. I wonder, could it dispense Twizzlers? Probably. Now, this base knob has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 2.4 gigahertz built in. It works with the older motor with some limitations, and it can remotely control many different cameras. It has run stop, can map lenses, which is in beta on the latest firmware, and it works with the DJI RS2s and 3. And it has a nice small color touchscreen for your displayness. For control, it has a knob itself, a rocker, and a record and function button. There's also a selectable switch for hard stop knob focus pulls and continuous rotation for use with like DJI systems. The optional control handle has a very small and, well, dim OLED display and a removable Sony style battery. There's a joystick, a trigger button, a front dial, an M button, a record button, and a button. No, it's a power button. The handle also has a switch to work with the DJI as well. Now, you can mount the knob on the left or the right, for you lefties out there, and it feels nice in the hand with its slightly soft rubber grips. Now, to set it up, connect the P-Tap USB cable to the top motor port, then connect the bottom USB port from the first motor to the top USB port of this next motor, and, well, just repeat. Just consider the top port as the input and the bottom port as the output. Kind of like food. Food goes in here, and what comes out of here, that's right, politicians. Now, if you want a run stop cable, it goes in the last output port. Now, Tilta makes a variety of run stop cables for various cameras. I'm running the 9-pin Limbo to USB-C for red, and I'll talk about Wi-Fi in a minute. Now, once it's all connected, plug in the power, and you'll now need to connect your motors to your controller. To do this, triple click each motor. Then go to your controller, swipe up, click connect, 2.4G, turn it on, and then click channels. Then search. Now, when you see all your motors show up, click confirm and just wait. It'll return to your home screen when they're connected. Next, you'll need to assign the function of each motor. To do so, simply tap the button on the motor a single time to switch. Purple is focus, green iris, blue zoom, and yellow is for others.
Others.
Don't even know what that was. I'm lost. Now, to calibrate the motors with hard stops, you have a couple of options. All or individual. For individual, just hold down the motor button for a couple of seconds, and then the motor will just do a full calibration. To calibrate all axis at the same time, hold down the function button on the knob for about 4 seconds, and we'll wait for the calibrate all axis to count down. And then that's it. They just calibrate. For manual calibration or for soft stops, swipe up on the controller, select motors, choose the motor you wish to calibrate, then select manual calibration. Then move the motor to its limits and complete. Now, while you're in that menu, you can adjust the torque, which function the motor is attached to on the controls, the direction sensitivity, and you can also reset them all to default. A couple of other useful functions in the touchscreen menu is under settings. You can calibrate the knob itself, change the amount of vibration when signaling soft stops, brightness can set up, things like that. Under system, you can update your firmware on your knob, and control, handle, and the motors, and all of the stuff. On the handle, you can pair a motor, or you can change what motor is assigned to what control by triple-clicking the power button to bring up its simple menu structure. If you want to update firmware, well, there's a couple of notes. You need to be connected to internet-connected Wi-Fi in order to do the update. The Wi-Fi range in this thing is really, really short, so it's best if you use like a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone. If you are right next to the Wi-Fi access point, the firmware is just going to stall, and it's very annoying. So learn from me. Don't get annoyed. Just, click on Update Firmware, select Worldwide for location, select the component to update, then there'll be an icon next to it if there's an update, and then just, wait. If it stalls, move closer to the Wi-Fi, don't get annoyed, and click the refresh button and repeat. To update the handle's firmware, you need to power off the handle, hold down the M button, and then press power on. It's a thing, and it's kind of hard to find at first. So, again, don't be annoyed. Try to save you here, folks. Speaking of Wi-Fi, you can also control some cameras with Wi-Fi. For Red Komodo and Komodo X, my personal favorite, you set your camera to Wi-Fi on ad hoc 2.4 gigahertz, and it must be set to channel 2. It only works this way. I don't know if they will be improving this or not. I have to think it's possible. On the camera control page on the knob, set the camera type to other and then Wi-Fi. And now you can control basic functions on Komodo and Komodo X from the Nano 2. It's not bad at all, except for the connection limitations, but ISO, iris, you can do all that from there. Yep. Now, everything is connected and calibrated. Let's pull some focus. So on the main page, you can see the status and positions of all the motors. Now, a word of note. You see a number from 0 to 999, not the actual lens data. Keep this in mind. Maybe there's a place for this to change, and I'll show you that in a minute. So let's say you want to set some marks for focus. You can do that with the function button. Just set your first mark, press the function button, then next, and the next one, and the next one. You just keep repeating by hitting the function button. And there you go. It'll leave little marks on your screen so you can see where they are. And when you hit one of those marks with the knob, it'll actually vibrate. To erase a mark, just pull focus to that mark and then double click the function button, but don't do it too fast. It doesn't work really fast. I don't know why. Now, there's a cool feature on this lens page by swiping over. And the note for this is it's still in beta, so there's still some kinks to work out, but make sure you're on the latest firmware to enjoy the best of it. You can click on your lens name and you can select some pre-mapped lenses. You can select from online, which it must be connected to the internet, so you can download them, or you can map your own and store them. Simply select User Lens, then Add Lens, fill out the name, fill out the series, and fill out the focal length. Then click Confirm. On the left, you can select meters or feet. Now, you'll need to add data points. Move the focus to its close focus point, and then hit the plus sign. Type in the value that you have on the lens for that mark. Now, make sure for feet that you're using the apostrophe key and not the decimal, because there's a difference. Then click OK. Now repeat this with each step on the lens. Now, when done, click the check mark, and now that lens will be stored. You can recall it by selecting it in the list. It honestly works fairly well. I did notice a few little hiccups here and there. The newer firmware actually does help quite a bit. Hopefully they can move the distance information that's on the lens page over to the main screen, as well as maybe they could map the iris and the zoom as well. That'd be pretty cool in my book. Now, the iris and zoom and other controls all work fairly normally. So there, you have it all connected. It's calibrated. Your marks are set. Just hit record and we'll operate. You'll get a little vibration signaling that you hit record. And then there's a record indicator right on the screen. And then press record again to stop. Each time you start up, just run a calibration on your motors, select your lens, and you're good. It's pretty fast. If your power gets pulled, you could be back up and running in about 20 seconds with full calibration. That's pretty good. It's not the fastest out there, but it's not bad. Not at all. So what do I think about this setup? Well, the original system was plagued with, early little bugs that first ACs would complain about often, and honestly, they still complain about it. The bugs have been worked out, and they're not really a problem anymore, but first ACs are first ACs. This system, it's well on its way to being an even better system. These motors are way more powerful. They're faster, they're quieter, and they connect very easily. Once I figured out all the little quirks and got through them, I was able to set up the system quickly and accurately every time. Now, the motors are pretty small compared to the original ones, but they can be extremely torquey and, honestly, can surprise you. You can actually twist some of the lens adapters with them. Now, if they create any kind of rotation on the lens or lens mount or adapters, probably other than the PL, then you may need another point of contact for the lens to the rods, like a matte box or lens support, or you could use a lens cuff to not have to worry about rotation at all. This is a very compact system that can perform a lot of features. And right now, it's a very usable system, and I suspect they'll improve it even more in the near future. It's been fairly trouble-free during my use, again, once I figured it all out and hopefully explained it all to you so you won't have to be annoyed. It's a very compact and capable and honestly pretty affordable system. It starts at $300 for just the knob itself. So what are the pros and cons? Pros. It's a very affordable 4-channel lens control system that feels, well built and it's comfortable. And there's absolutely nothing in the remote price range that can do what the system can do. It's not an Ari or a Preston, and you shouldn't mistake the Nano 2 for them at all, but it's getting there. The functionality, it's standing at their doors. Mapping these lenses, it really looks to be like a great update, and I look forward to it being fully released. Hopefully, the iris and zoom could be done as well. The simplicity of the system and getting it going, once you figure it all out, it's just awesome. It makes sense. Just plug in, calibrate, select your lens, and go. I love that. Seriously, because time on set, gotta move fast. Cons, the main screen information. You can't really tell where you are on any of the lenses with their values because it's 0 to 999. Now you could make a little handy chart placed right next to you like some ACs do and map the number to the value. But it'd be nice to show the lens data on this screen as well. Now obviously you're going to be using some type of focus ring on here to mark with the little flags, but it could be even better if you could map the zoom and the iris and show them on this page as well. Now, the handles screen, in my opinion, it's a little too dim for my taste. It's kind of hard to read. You can kind of see it right there. The last con is sometimes the motors can transfer some noise through the gears if you're moving, very quickly and have stiff lenses. For the most part, they're quiet. I mean, I'm sitting here just doing this while I'm talking. You can't hear them, but that is rapidly going. You're not likely to be pulling focus like that, but that all got transmitted through here. So yeah, be a little careful about that. So what do you think about the lens control system? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know your thoughts, like, what do you think? And remember to like and subscribe and support the channel by purchasing through any of the affiliate links. There's a link to this down below through B&H, so, if you wish to purchase it, there you go. Also, you want to stand out and become a channel member as well? Yeah, it allows you to be part of the cool kids club, just like these top tier members. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.